Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday morning, the day after Memorial Day here in the US. I think that some of my friends will be joining us shortly. Let me put the link in the chat. And we'll see who's going to be first today. Okay, let's pin the message. Okay, so not a lot going on here. Just getting kind of up and running. I went and flew 3 ships late last night. Hey, AZ and Bill. Hi, how you doing? Good morning to the two of you. Uncle Dave, there you go. Yeah, so I say I did a couple of more hotels last night. Hey, Dave, you might be interested in this. I was flying the hotel and doing a night ship last night, and all of a sudden I got a low battery warning after about I want to say 5-7 minutes, and it went down to next to nothing, and it was on battery number 2, and it says returning home, and it said low battery warning, returning home. So I was right in the middle of coming around the other side of the ship, and it started to elevate, and I hit the cancel, and it canceled, but it still, then it continued to elevate, and so I ended up letting it go past the ship, but I was down sticking it. Then I turned the video off, and it came back to where I went to land, and all of a sudden it turned red on the bottom, and it just descended and landed. It landed where I wanted it, planned on doing it, but there was no hesitation, there was no upstick, there was no anything to stop it. It just was a little bit of a scary moment. I don't know if you've experienced anything like that with Autel. I've never experienced any of that with any of my drones, quite frankly, but yeah, it was different, to say the least. In fact, let me pull up the video from that. It was, so we were doing the CSL Tadasic. Okay, let me screen share. It's going to be a little bit dark, which it is, you know, because I usually lighten it up a little bit. But I'm going to screen share it for everybody. And you can see at this point, I'm coming by, and I decided I couldn't get past the ship. So I turned it full steam forward. And pan back around. Okay. So I'm coming around the front of the ship, like I usually like to do. And the ship is slowly gaining on me. And sometime along in here at this point is when I get the low battery warning. So I start to let the ship come by the side. And then about here, that I'm not doing that. That's it triggered the return to home, and there's the down stick to try and compensate, and it's fighting me. It's going up because it wants to go. I'm flying it from back over here on the shore, and I'm trying to pan it to the right. It won't pan to the right. It's just I'm going, and you're not going to stop me. So I'm still fighting it. So at this point in time, I kind of give up and I say, okay, whatever. And I look down on the screen and I've got it full stick forward to try and get back to where I am up here. And it starts to go a little bit, but then there's a red dot and I punch it and now it goes into ludicrous mode. And I start to head back. So I'm getting back closer to where I am. I'm right here. I'm in ludicrous mode. And at this point in time, it starts to descend on its own. And then I didn't turn the video off. It just stopped the video. And yeah, it was kind of a little scary situation. No, the battery was charged. I checked it when I put it in. It was all lights, all good. And no, not my, in this particular case, when you hit the button to check it, it had all 4 lights on, was a full battery. Now, it doesn't mean maybe it was not really full. I don't know. I rotate my batteries so that 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 1, then 2, you know, so that when I put them in. Yeah, I found it interesting too. At the time, I'm going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So it was a trip. Yeah, it was number 2, AZ. I have my batteries marked 1, 2, 3, 4. It was battery number 2. So what I was thinking about is when the wind dies down a little bit here and I can fly, I might just hover it in the backyard and see how it does. See if all of a sudden it just triggers and a low battery. Yeah, that's what I got to do. Any news on your end on your shipment? Nothing's changed on my end. Actually, newfound, that's good. And with the DJI, you know how we can check our battery and the cells and everything? I'm not sure you can do that on the Autel, but I'm still learning the Autel. I'm just so set in my ways with DJI. I know where to go and check things, but the Autel, I'm not really sure of. The yeah, it was kind of scary. Yeah, it's the holiday after the holiday. It's trash day here. They always come down the other side of the street. I have to walk across at about 7 o'clock and put my trash over there. Then they'll come back later this afternoon, and this is all my yard waste stuff here, barrels. Boy, were they heavy, and because of the warmth and the moisture, they got heavy and stinky. Ooh. Yep, yeah, exactly. Leaving us hanging, JD, David, I mean. The yeah, you're in the same boat I am. Mine said it shipped on the 27th, which would have been Friday. And or was it the 25th? Anyway, one of the days last week, I think it was the 25th, it said, and it's still nothing. Everybody was saying, well, maybe Tuesday or what, but where it in their notification is the shipper will let you know when expect delivery. So why do they hand that off to the shipper? Why aren't they doing it? I don't get it. Good morning, Marshall. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, I just pulled up my DJI store my orders. And obviously this one is to be shipped. And this one, this is where the Mavic 3, why order closed? I think it's closed because they shipped it. Because here it says it's shipped. Let's see what the details on this says. Order closed. Order closed. Payment has been completed on time. The order has been canceled. DJI credit coupons and closed it on the 11th. That's strange. That's the first time I've looked at that. Because here it is. order number. It says shipped. Details. Shipped on the 27th. All products in your order have been shipped. Please view the logistic information. So when you go down and you view the logistic information, like track the package, delivery date will be provided as soon as possible. So I don't get it. Maybe there's something wrong in my head, but I don't get it. Yeah, you're right, AZ. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call him and and see if I can't get a clarification as what the hell's going on.
Clarification, what, Paul?
Well, we just went and looked at my order for my Mini 3 again. And when you go and you look at it, it has it listed twice. One is it says it's shipped, waiting for the shipper will notify you, right? But right below it, it's got the same order, a Mini 3, and it says canceled.
What?
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't understand it. Let me see if I can pull it back up again. Okay, let me screen share this. Yeah, we were just talking about it. Okay, here's the fly market, and I know that's not going to come until middle of July or whatever. Here's the order that says it's shipped. Order number 8960.
It's a different order. What the hell?
Different order number, but see, it says order closed, and you go details, and it says,
If it's not been completed on time, the order has been canceled, the credit coupon used will automatically return to your account immediately.
well, I know that when I did the order, I had to go back once or twice in order to get to the right payment, you know. I didn't, it didn't take the coupon or whatever. So I had to start over again. So maybe that's why this is, maybe that's what this is. Because see, it's for the full amount, 909.
Yeah, but you didn't, that's,
No, because if you go up to the other order, my order was, by the time you got my discount in for the 181.80, 727.20. And so this one, it says all shipped, and ship date of 5/27, which would have
Which is
been
3-4 days ago.
Still no info. When you go click on that, label created is all it says.
Yeah, I don't know what that other deal's about. Well, got a train going by this morning, Paul.
Oh, yeah?
Right behind you.
Oh, yeah, they always watching trains. That's a paper plant they're going to.
Yeah.
That's interesting, AZ. AZ said he knows someone that received the Flymore kit last week, but not the drone.
Oh, I didn't have the chat going here. I'm kind of sleeping at the switch today. I'm waiting for a phone call, or I gotta make a phone call from my agent. He tried to call me just in the middle of my bus run. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I know you want to know what time I'm gonna go fly today, maybe. But I went and called him back, but the problem was that didn't answer his phone.
Let's see what AZ, let's see what Bill put in the link to. Okay. Okay, I'm going to screen share Bill's link here. That's Canada.
Yeah.
Pre-orders, initial order sold out. Estimated street date, June the 29th. Huh.
Huh.
That's Drone Canada.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, but that might be for the second order though too, or second round of whatever, right?
Right. I don't, but when did you order, Bill? The ADS.
Yeah.
Says, move over, everybody. He's first.
Hey, G, move over, Rover. I'm first. I had to stop in the office this morning. I was a little bit late getting here. I needed some more disinfectant.
Yeah. Well, everybody
Wow.
keep Lynn in your thoughts and prayers today. It's going to be a hard day for her. She has to take Lucy at 2:30 this afternoon to have Lucy put down. That's her cat.
Oh no.
What it's been doing is sneezing. It's not eating. It's wasting away. She's had it for 18 years. I think that what really tipped it over the scale is the other day they were out on the back deck together. All of a sudden, Lucy started coughing and blood was coming out of its nose and red blood, not dark blood, red blood. So
yeah.
she called the vet, and the vet says, yeah, well, because of her age and everything, she probably has cancer. And
Yeah,
so
probably what. Yeah.
time has come. So
How old was she, Lucy?
18. She's had her 18 years.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
just a
No
little
kidding.
thing when she got it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, long you haven't heard of this.
Yeah, everybody that has their pets and everything understands, this is the dreaded day. The happiest day is when you get them, and the dreaded day is when you have to say goodbye.
Yep.
So
yeah, Lucy was a small one, right?
yeah, not the mean one.
No.
The mean one is Bud, but yeah.
Wow, so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I know it's heartbreaking for her.
Okay, I gotta
like all the rest of us, Paul. She loves her critters.
Yeah. Okay, where do I want to go? Right there. What we got? That is fireworks scrap. Okay. Didn't work out. And Carolina. Okay, so I gotta go back. Cool. And I guess I gotta clean up a couple SD cards.
Okay, I'm gonna screen share, Paul. Let me know if you can see it. Share, and I'm gonna go full screen, I think.
Yep,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay, see the ship going underneath the bridges?
Uh,
Okay, let
Yep.
me start it going. This is a worker up on the bridge.
Oh,
It's like a TikTok thing, you know?
oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
There's
Yeah,
the
'cause
ship
it's
going
especially-
underneath the bridge. No wonder he didn't drop his damn phone overboard. He's in one of those baskets up there.
Yeah, yeah. And he tied up well by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's just a little quickie ticky.
Oh, I gotta go let little Yappy there. He's parking wants to come back in. She'll just lay out on the deck, but the problem is she won't lay out there by herself. She wants Bader there. Open the
Oh,
door, then. But I don't know. There's something really weird going on with my cat. He's about 10 years old, I think 10 or 11. But he's just at my feet all the time.
really?
Yeah, like I was just sitting down there on the computer there a minute ago, and he's like laying on top of my feet. But I fed him, I give him treats, he's got water. I don't know. He's been doing that last few days under the table here. Sits and lays across my toes. Yeah. What? Did you guys want that? What? Oh, okay, cool. That one's gone. Gracie, you want that one? No? Okay, I'll keep it. All of a sudden she's gonna want it. She's waiting for Bader to finish his, so
Ah,
then she'll want it. Yep. Hey, Marshall. Oh, you want that now? Oh, look at that. She took it now. Yeah, Bader's been eating this. Yeah.
boy, there's
Hey,
something.
Marshall. Good morning, Marshall. Yeah, I was in the background watching you drive to Mexico. I don't know why you were going there, but anyways, so I was watching it for a little while. But it was funny. I had a question I should have asked on there, but hey, good morning, Chris Hope.
Hey, Chris, good morning.
But it was really weird where he was going going to Mexico. I don't know if he was driving there or just driving to the border. But anyways, the speed limit signs were in miles an hour, but the destination signs were in kilometers. I've never seen kilometers in the US before.
Well, ever since the immigration issue, probably crossing the borders, they gotta.
Good morning, Ron.
Morning.
Hey, Ron, how you feeling today?
A bag of rocks.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. No offense, bud, but you look like shit.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go get checked?
I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, maybe.
Tomorrow is Wednesday, and you gotta be to work on Thursday?
Thursday night.
Thursday night. Wow.
Oh, Marshall said that those were Mexico signs.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. I just kind of wonder. I didn't think they had kilometers in the US on signs. Looks like the speed limit said 75. So I don't know, maybe that was 75 kilometers an hour, but I never heard of that. It's usually like, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 or 100. You don't get the 75, 85, 95, So
Right.
you don't get that here. You don't get the half or whatever you want to call it, but I can't believe they just came in. I'll go back out again. No, he won't roll. Damn dogs in their games. Problem is, Gracie won't stay out there very long. Okay, I got batteries all charged up here. I'll put one in Crystal Sky here. Okay.
Go flying if it ever stopped raining. We need it though, badly.
So Chris Hope, what are you up to today? Anything exciting? Do you see the news here in Canada? What old Trudeau did now?
Oh, what do you do now?
You ain't gonna be able to buy a handgun or
Yeah,
trade
he
or
wants to
sell or
ban guns. He's on the Biden train.
Oh, Jesus.
well, the Biden wants to get rid of 9mm handguns.
9mm, yep. Handguns.
What is it about 9mm? I don't understand. Like there's bigger calibers and smaller ones or whatever.
They're very common. They're cheap. They're probably one of the more popular ones. Probably
Yeah.
used in the streets.
Yeah. I don't know. Like Trudeau here, we used to have a long gun registry. Then they got rid of it because it was too costly. Now they're slowly bringing that in. Now they're going to try and ban handguns and stuff. But if you're going to buy them, now's the time to do it before legislation kicks in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I not belong to it, but I subscribe to a channel that does, he's a gun advocate, some people and stuff like. Yeah, I got a thing from him this morning. They're just livid this morning what he did. Like, you got places like Toronto, they want to ban handguns. Well, the crooks aren't going to obey that. I mean, they're going after the law-abiding citizens, and people just don't understand that, And
Yeah.
they banned like back a long time ago, well, a year or so ago, 1,200 different types of rifles. But we're gonna buy them back from you. Yeah, we'll give you $2 a piece or something, maybe for them. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with it.
I ever play that little Saturday night live skit for you guys about criminals against or for gun control?
No.
Oh,
It's actually pretty funny.
yeah.
Um,
But the liberals and Democrats are the same thing. But that's what they're all for. They're ban guns, ban guns, ban guns. That's gonna cure the problem. They're a freaking crook to just sit there laughing. Yeah, okay. But here in Canada, I'm just saying you bought a gun. Say you paid $1,000 for it. Well, the gun's not going to give you $1,000. It might give you $200. They're not going to pay you what you paid for that thing and return the taxes and all that crap. That's not going to happen. But then again, where are they getting all this money? They're trying to be like freaking England, I guess. I don't know. Nobody has any guns except unless you're somebody special or privileged. But like my license, there's two different types of license. One's a PAL, what they call a PAL, PAL, and the other one's a restricted one. Well, I have a restricted one, which I can go buy a handgun. And I've had no desire to ever go buy one. I don't have one, need one for one. But they're just taking away another right. Not a right, I guess, a privilege, I guess you want to call it.
yeah.
But I don't know. They just slowly, wow, you can't have that. Well, we'll compensate you for it, but yeah, you're right.
Here it is. Let me see. Sure.
Oh, hang on, I got a phone call, guys.
I'll wait till Paul comes back. This is pretty funny.
I had a friend of mine that just repossessed his house. Well, he evicted a tenant because they were behind in rent. Plus, they made a mess. The boyfriend had the garage stuffed with stuff. He was a hoarder, and basement stuffed with stuff. And there's a hot tub out in the back. It looks okay. He doesn't know a thing about it, but he's willing to give it away to anybody that can come and get the damn thing, you know?
Saw a thing this morning, guy went through, shit, it was almost 2 years. He bought a house off of a guy in keep in mind, Southern California, $1 million house. And apparently the previous owner had a hard time getting this tenant out, but he sold the house anyhow. The new owner can't get the guy out or the woman out. And the law was on her side. She even rented out different rooms and put ads in the paper and rented out different rooms. It took over a year. And they said the cops told them that you try to enter your own house, you'll be arrested.
Where is that?
It was Southern California.
Oh, that's California liberal. Up here, it's like, man, you have a problem with a tenant, you give them a 10-day notice to quit. And on the 10th day, if they're not out, you get a call from a court officer and he comes right out and you have to provide the help, but they'll put everything to the curb.
Really?
Yep. And while he stands there and supervises, it doesn't make any difference what the people say. And if he feels that the tenant is unruly, there's police right there.
AZ wants to know if you sent a nasty email.
No,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to, AZ. I've just been mulling in my mind how to send it because I'll attach it to all my other emails that I sent to them.
Is it just in reference to your order for the Mini 3?
Yeah, because AZ is in the same boat. We both have noticed on the official DJI site, it says it was shipped. But then when you want to go see details of the shipping, it takes you over to and says that the shipper will notify you when to expect to receive it. It's like AZ and I have been waiting a week for that, and there's no notice from the shipper. It's supposedly coming UPS, and we got a tracking number, and all it says when you look it up, it says the shipping label has been created. Period. It doesn't show that UPS has received it or that it's in transit or anything.
Here's that video. It's like maybe a minute and a half.
There you go,
long.
Paul. Ron's
back on?
going to show you the video.
Yep.
He waited for you to get back.
Yeah.
I just
Cool.
think you'll find this. I may have showed you this before. I'm not sure.
Uh,
Can you see it?
Yep.
Oh, criminals have got control. Cool.
Can you hear it?
Too loud. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Auto theft workers, violent offenders, carjackers for truth, Murder Incorporated, National Kidnappers Collective.
Well, yeah, it's getting tough out there. Yeah, no doubt. I work in home invasions mostly. Some murder, occasional rape if she's hot, or really bitchy. And I'm a huge advocate of gun control. Absolutely. Competition is stiff, and it doesn't help that every time I kick in a door or smash a window, that I face the possibility of being shot and killed. Listen, the fact is, allowing citizens to own guns creates a hostile work environment for me and my associates. No one should have to work under those conditions. I say make them all illegal. Absolutely. Make all gun ownership illegal. I mean, I break the law for a living. I'm a professional, so it doesn't really bother me. I mean, but personally, knowing that most homeowners don't have guns, that would make me a lot more comfortable, more confident, and it would surely increase productivity. No doubt. No doubt.
Your local violent criminals work hard and put their lives on the line every time they attempt to murder, rape, abduct, or assault a member of the citizenry. They desperately need your help. With your support, there may finally come a day when a violent criminal can have his way with you or someone you
Right.
love without the fear, anxiety, and stress caused by knowing there's a possibility his victim might be armed. Please show your support by voting for stronger anti-gun legislation, because criminals prefer unarmed citizens.
I should send that to Trudeau.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's on YouTube. So I imagine you could go and look that up, right?
Yeah, criminals against gun control.
Criminals against gun control. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I just
If you want to, Ron, put the YouTube link to that video in the chat. And we should probably put that in the chat every day.
Yeah. Shoot, lose it.
Yeah, AZ, you're right. They didn't waste any time in taking our money, did they? No.
yeah, they're quick to take your money, but you want a product, forget about it, right?
Yep.
So I just
And the other thing is kind of like a backhand to the rest of us is all of the chosen ones that already have the Mini 3 Pro keep putting out more and more content about, well, this is what you need to do. This is how you fly. This is what it will do. This is what it's kind of like backhanding us, you know.
see the problem here. What we have, like with this gun control thing going on right now, is that Trudeau is a minority government, so he couldn't get this passed. But he's the NDP up his butt right now, giving him my hand with everything that they can get this stuff through.
Yeah.
But the only hope that we have right now, because see, we're coming up to a summer recess pretty soon. They don't get that bill passed and restart Parliament in September, then they have to reintroduce that bill. So it may get thrown on the floor. I don't know what's happening.
Make it timed out.
They're just vote buying. It's all it is. It's got nothing to do with it. I watched an article the other day. I wish I could find it, but they were talking about statistics on who's doing all this, 18 to 24-year-olds and all this stuff, gangs and all this stuff. They said 30%. They don't even know for sure if a firearm was used. They don't know.
Somebody just stuck it in the report.
And
or
they said-
if, let's say, if you were accosted in the parking lot and the police would say, well, was there a firearm involved? I don't know. So, okay, possibility. Yep.
Yep. So, and this is the bull crap about it all. Another thing, the article was reading, so what type of firearm? Was it a shotgun, was it a rifle, or handgun? They had no specifics. Even if they saw it with a rifle. Well, what kind of rifle? Who made it? What's the caliber? They didn't know. They don't have those details. All they know, it was a firearm.
I would actually call them instead of email. They're just gonna, delete. They're not gonna respond. May take a couple of hours of your day to get through to the right person.
Yeah. After we get off here, what I'll do is I'll pull up the screens of the orders and all that kind of stuff and just see if I can't call and get through. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
But
it's not like I don't have drones to fly. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
I ran into an incident last night with the Autel. I did 3 ship videos at midnight, and two of them went fairly well. The one, all of a sudden, it went to, the battery dropped to next to zero, and I got a battery warning and land now and all that kind of stuff. And I'm out over the water. And
shit.
so it says returning home. So all of a sudden, here I am doing it alongside the ship, and all of a sudden it starts going up, and I'm hitting the cancel, because it says I still have 35%, which I know I should have more, because I'd only been in the air for like 6 or 7 minutes. And so I was battling with it when it does return to home, and I'm hitting the cancel button. It was triggering it again. So I'm down sticking, and so the drone is bobbing up and down, and it's like it wants to come back, and I want it to go here, and it's like we were battling on the controller, and so finally it came back, and when it came back and landed, Ron, it cut off my video because the video was running. It cut off the video at about 100 feet out. And then it just came down, the tail lights were red, and it just came and landed. It landed where I wanted it to, but it didn't hesitate at all. It just came down and landed right next to my truck.
When was this, Paul?
That was this morning at about midnight.
Oh,
I haven't posted it yet.
oh,
It was the
AZ drone dude.
Sedasic
Yeah.
downbound.
Yeah. AZ drone dude. What they're going to ban handguns in Canada. What they're doing, they won't take away the ones you have, but you can't buy it anymore. You can't sell it. You can't trade it. You can't do nothing. So they got X amount of handguns there, and I guess when you die, you have to give them to the government or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
Marshall,
anyway.
it's the same old liberal bullshit that's going on everywhere.
But
They
and
don't
also
want to
there's-
blame. They don't want to blame the criminals or anything. They want to blame the handguns.
oh, they want to blame the law-abiding citizens. But and the funny thing, and Ron, you know this too. You ever see anybody getting killed at a gun club or shot
No,
in a gun club?
nope.
There's guns everywhere.
Yeah.
They're getting shot. So they can't say it's an abundance of guns that causes the problem. Yeah.
Well,
So, they also about a year ago, there was 1,200 different types of guns, mostly rifles, assault style guns that they banned, and now they're going to do a buyback program, so buying from you, so you can't even take them out of your safe. Yeah. Oh, it's just
you won't
yeah.
have access to your guns, is what they're trying
No.
to do. The it's such a liberal BS. The liberals are the ones supposed to be looking out for society, they say, but yet they turn around and the liberal DAs and the liberal governments, oh well, they had a rough childhood, so therefore we don't, just because they assaulted somebody once, twice, or 3 times, maybe they can learn, not
Yeah.
to be aggressive and not to lose their
Yeah.
temper.
well, they got somebody here that murdered somebody, and they were just convicted and sentenced with pre-hearing custody and all that stuff. You're getting 7 years for killing somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody loses their life, they no longer on this world, but the criminal, 7 years, you're okay. Like, excuse me, it should be life in prison. You blew away somebody else's life.
In my view, Paul, it's life in prison's too good. If you were out and out, kill somebody, murder somebody, should be the death penalty. That's it.
Eye for an eye.
Yep.
Well, back in the old days, let's go back, 100, 150 years. You killed somebody, they took you down to the gallows, and you were swinging there for a while. Now, 7 years. Yeah. Well, we can rehabilitate you.
Yeah.
You can unplug you. So you can't bump fire any semi-automatic rifle just as fast as an assault rifle.
And when they get out of prison in 7 years, oh, here, we'll give you welfare checks.
Yep.
It's like,
Or they get a degree in law while they're in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And help other people get out, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one of the big
The
things.
world,
that
the world
I-
is getting so screwed up, Paul, every day. And everybody says I shouldn't talk morbidly, but I do. Is if I were to die tomorrow, I would be happy in one way that I don't have to watch our society go down the tubes.
Oh, it's getting worse every day. Now remember what I showed you yesterday, Paul. You can't call anybody bald anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Did
What
you
is
hear
that?
that, Ron?
Yeah, what was that, sexual harassment or?
There's sexual assault.
Racist.
If you say somebody's
Sexual
bald.
assault.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. What's the freaking world coming to?
Yeah. And you know what COVID proved to the world? How screwed up our educational system is, because the kids were being homeschooled and the parents were watching and they were seeing stuff on there. It's like, what? You want to be, if you don't like being a boy, you can be a girl, and it's real easy to do. It's like, what?
You don't have to tell mom or dad either.
And so the parents now are getting, what the hell's going on? That's not reading, writing, arithmetic, or that, you know. That's the social undermining of our society.
Yeah.
By the people that are supposed to be entrusted to give them a quality, not a slanted, a quality education. Crazy.
Well, you see that, the more details are coming out about that shooting down in Texas. Like the back door is supposed to be an automatic lock, but a teacher had it propped open with a rock.
Yep.
Some of the details coming out are just unbelievable. But yeah, I guess there was almost a mutiny within the police at the scene because they were told to stand down. And they said, well, no, we got to go in. But
Yep.
their superior, they had to obey their superiors, right? So,
Well, the funny part is that one of the parents, a lady, she climbed over the fence. She was told she couldn't go in and get her kids. She climbed over the fence and went in and got her 2 kids and got them the hell out of there because she knew where they were.
yeah.
While he
But
was
those-
down the hall in a room holding a bunch of kids hostage.
But the thing is, they broke some windows
Yep.
to get the kids out.
Yep.
Okay. Why couldn't the
Why
cops go
couldn't they
through
go
that
in?
window?
Yep.
Yeah, they really seem to be coming down on law enforcement on that one.
Yep.
Yeah. And apparently they had training just 2 months prior to all that, from what I hear.
Yep.
Yeah,
one
well,
little-
it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, and the commander on, well, you've run into that, Ron, when you go out to on location. One guy says, "Well, I don't think we ought to do this," and somebody says, "Well, we got to do something," but well, let's just wait. Let's wait for somebody else so we can pass the buck up the chain, and they can make the decision.
Yeah.
Because everybody's so afraid to step in and make a decisive decision. They all want to huddle and say, well, what do you think? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
Well, part of it is everybody's so
Yep.
scared of being sued.
Yep, exactly. Or losing their job.
Yeah.
Or in some cases, like the guy's doing his job and the bad guy dies while they're doing their job, and they get charged with negligent homicide.
Yeah.
It's like the whole world's upside down. It's like these guys that are bad guys have more rights than the people that we pay to defend our system and our laws. They don't get the same situation. It's
Yeah.
the whole world's upside down. And I don't know how it's going to end up, but I'm afraid that for future generations, it's not going to be good.
Well, it's like, when I moved into my house here, I come here Thursday. It was about 4 in the afternoon. for walkthrough. I've always been led to believe walkthrough is empty house, no people.
Yep.
I get here, there's about 6 to 8 people here, and 3/4 of the house interior contents are still here. Closing is the next morning at noon. And, right away, my thought process is, I'm not going to sign my name that now I own the house. What if somebody gets hurt here moving furniture or
Well,
something?
and besides that, the thing of it is, Ron, legally, if you'd had an attorney there, legally, the minute you sign that paper, you own everything in the house. Get the fuck out,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So it's like, if they left stuff behind, you'll give it to Goodwill or whoever, but get the hell out of my house.
Yeah. The reason I wasn't they were nice people, but I took the husband outside and we had a little chat. And I felt bad. His wife had a miscarriage that week. And, everybody I had talked to said, oh, they're really nice people. And,
Well, you did the gentlemanly thing, but legally, the minute you signed that paper that it's your house, your responsibility, you could tell them to get off my property, get out now.
yeah. I come back, I got a text from my realtor the next morning. She said, Ron, they promised to be out of there by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I show up at 10:30. They're not out. But I come in the house, all the stuff is pretty much out, but they had a cleaning crew there that, man, they were spick and spanning this place.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, really, at
So
that point,
you
it's
were
like,
happy with the outcome. You just weren't happy with the timing.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
the
you
funny
were
thing is the
lucky
next,
though, Ron, that you had some people that cared about doing right. If you'd have had somebody in there that you were buying from that didn't give a flip, it'd have been a different outcome.
yeah. And like I said, it's the mentality of the Midwest. It's a little different. I spent my life and career on the East Coast, and
Yep.
well, nobody's offended, but I don't miss the East Coast. I don't miss their goddamn attitudes.
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah. And even the wife, she wrote this very heartfelt little letter to me. When I come back Saturday morning, a couple people were still here, but the house was empty. It was clean. And I'm backing in the U-Haul truck, but I chatted with the husband for a little bit. And when I would come in the house and there was a letter on the kitchen counter, and it was partially religious and partially heartfelt. And I actually took it and I framed it and I hung it up in my laundry room. And when the husband would come back a couple weeks later, I showed him what I did. I said, show your wife what I did with her letter. He was pretty touched by that.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they were going through an emotional thing, having had lost a newborn, or she had a miscarriage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You back to work, Justin?
Justin's back on the road again.
Fortunately.
The sad part about it is, Justin, is when you get a couple of days off, you go back to work again. It's like, it takes you a couple of days to get over having the 2 days off,
Well, I had 3 days off, so now it's really rough.
Yeah, you had Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
So,
But Ron goes through that every time he goes to work. He goes to work for 7 days in a row, 24 hours a day. Then he gets 7 days off, and
Monday, Tuesday. I go, for five solid days.
5 days, and then you get 5 days off or 7 days off.
9.
9 days off. So it's
5 and
like
9.
it takes you a couple of days to get over the 5 days, and then when you get towards the end of the 9 days, like at day 7, you go, oh man, I got to go back to work.
Yep.
exactly.
Hanging with JD, TJ for president, he says. Ha!
TJ for president, huh?
Yeah,
Well, I guess he'd get all the free goodwill stuff he wanted then.
the free goodwills, yeah. Goodwill for everybody. That's what TJ's slogan will be. If you want it, if we got it, you can have it. Yeah, TJ would be the president of Goodwill, Mike Rennick says. But the last ship I got last night, Paul, was another cruise ship.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up the raw footage. This is going to be raw. I'll just skip through it, but. Okay, it's going to be a little dark. Normally I would lighten it up a little bit, but screen share. Let me know if you guys can see it or not. If you can't, I can,
I can see it. Yep. Which one's this, Paul?
that's the Ocean Navigator.
Navigator. That one hasn't been up yet, has it?
Yeah, it has. I've gotten pretty much
Oh,
up.
okay. What, you want that?
And that's with the Autel Nano.
Yeah.
Obviously, being at midnight, there's nobody out and about. But what I like is I like the nights because of the colorization that I really like to see the night. And that's all the raw footage.
Well, it looked like it was making pretty good time coming up the side there, Paul.
Yeah, I think it's doing like 10, 11 knots. The ship is 9, I think, maybe. And I was able, because the wind is coming out of the south. So I'm backing up right now to the north. And I also noticed when I switched batteries to do the other 2 ships, the ludicrous mode seemed to be a little more responsive, and I don't know what that's all about. They seem to be more responsive as far as power. But yeah, that's I think it turned out fairly well. Very colorful.
Oh,
But it That little nano is impressive in low light, and I'm hoping if and when AZ and I get our, and Bill too, get our Mini 3s, that it has the strength and power of the Minis, Mini 2 especially, and has the low light capability of the Autel Nano Plus.
What you got?
See this guy right here power washing?
There's somebody
Oh, yeah.
power washing
Yeah, you see that guy right there?
the building, yeah, across the street.
Yeah, yeah.
That dude is sitting on a gold mine on YouTube if he started a YouTube channel. Man, people love that and the lawn mowing videos.
Really?
Yes, man, the power washing channels are huge.
There's a
Because people-
power washing channel?
Yeah, like people just love the satisfaction of seeing a wall dirty and then watching a guy clean it up. Same with cutting lawns. They love to watch the
Oh.
guys like take a really crappy lawn and then make it all nice and neat and clean again and edged up and everything.
Yeah, there's a few guys there on YouTube, they're grass cutters. But the problem is, like, the video's like a half an hour or more watching somebody cut grass going, really? I don't want to watch somebody for a half an hour cut grass.
But they do though, man. It's a freaking gold mine. Think about it. If you're somebody that's landscaping, you get yourself a little mini, you just pop it in the air and take some, or even an Air 2 and take some hyperlapse shots of yourself cutting the lawn. People love
Oh,
that shit. I don't know why.
Billy Kyle just posted just now a Mavic 3 firmware update.
Firmware update already, huh?
Oh, it's easy when you get the drone 3 months before the release.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, when he prefaces everything, and he thinks that it's smart, but it makes you kind of, everybody that's waiting for the drone makes pissed off. He says, I've been flying this drone now for about 2.5 months. Asshole. If he'd have said I was lucky enough to get this drone a little early, and so I'm sharing what my observations are. No, I've had this drone and I've been flying the hell out of it for 2.5 months. Screw you, Billy Kyle.
Oh my god.
You see Captain Drone put out a thing about the new XMe or whatever it is,
All that Femi
The Femi XE.
SC
Yeah.
something.
or something. There's a version 2.
Oh yeah.
Let's see how excited everybody gets about that release, because they pretty much were. A lot of people seem to be done with Femi after the last mini that they came out
But
with.
they you see it's got a speaker on it that, and also it's got a drop release on the bottom of it too.
They're trying to be like an Enterprise.
That's the thing, is they need to focus. They better get it right with the camera on this one. I'm telling you, because there's no reason to try to get into other markets on the drone in the drone industry if you can't even do the basic simple thing of the camera is the most important part of the whole drone. And
Yeah.
you haven't gotten that right on your last 5 releases of drones. It's like, why are you trying to do other stuff? That's why I said they better get this camera right on this one. Or I don't know. That's
Okay, JDS, you have a good flight. JDS is going out to fly.
Well, there's what you need, Paul. Hang on here. Holy mackerel. A life jacket to save your mini drone.
Well, except the sad part of it is, Paul, let's say I had floats on it, right?
Yeah.
How the hell would you find it at 7 miles an hour going downstream?
Yeah.
well, I mean, and you don't have the capability of it'd be one thing if you were out on the water doing that on a boat,
I was in a boat, yep,
but I mean, you're just going to watch it float down the river at that point.
and disappear. Yep. Because we're famous here for what they call the float down. People get in up just north of the mouth of the river in tubes and inner tubes and everything like once a year, and they float down. And they float all the way down to Marysville, and it takes them a couple of hours. And so it's like, can you imagine? It's like if you threw something in the water up there or somebody in the water, you're going for a ride.
Right.
There was years ago, they used to have a annual cross the river swim, and they dive in up by the bridge, and they get to Canada almost down by Sarnia by the Black River, and then they jump back in and come back across, and they get out at almost Marysville.
Yeah, because the current's pulling them down river. Yeah, you ain't swimming straight across.
Hey, what is this guy doing?
He's throwing a drone in the water to see it float. And
Yeah,
he
it's a
just-
little box that they put on top of it, just keeps it floating.
But here's the deal. Look at how fast it moved with the water.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Captain Drone.
And
Yeah,
wouldn't you
Captain Drone.
think he'd put the floats on the end, like little pieces of foam or something on the ends of the legs, and then put that box underneath it so that it held the other part up out of the water? I don't know. Craziness.
Well, I don't think it's really a whole thing to try to save the drone from getting messed up. It's just there so you can recover it if it falls in the water.
But my thought though is if you're going to go to that, you want to try and minimize the effects of water as much as you can.
But at the same time, if it's in any kind of area, like where I live at, like if I fly over one of the lakes and it goes in the lake, I could easily find somebody on the lake with a boat that would take me out to grab it because it ain't going to go anywhere, right? Because it's just going to be in that lake. It's not going to float out to the ocean or anything like that.
Yeah.
But where you're at, if it goes in the water and you're not on a boat or anybody around you has a boat, you're pretty much screwed.
Yep.
Unless
My thought is how you've got your antennas and everything on the drones. The pool noodles, they're really soft and spongy. The pool noodles, if you were to cut off some parts of the pool noodle and attach it somehow, whether through a Velcro strap or whatever, to that, when it was sitting on the ground, it would be sitting on the pool noodles like this, like
Yeah.
4 places. And then when you took off, it just took off and flow. And then if you went in the water, it would actually hold the drone above the water.
Yeah, but if the water was
You-
smooth as glass,
Yeah.
but if it's got waves, that's not going to stop it.
But
No,
the way you would want to do it, Paul, if you were actually going to use a device like that, is you'd want to get some kind of like small little, like an Apple AirTag or something that's waterproof that you could put on it, and you could follow it down the river if you were trying to recover it. You'd
Yeah.
be able to follow it.
And
But
big
if
fishing
it-
net with a 20-foot pole.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
if it was,
the odds, Paul, of it coming close to shore is slim and none.
But that's the thing though too, is if it's just the drone and it falls in the water where you're at, Paul, it gets a little bit, it's probably going to get wet immediately. It's going to
Yeah.
shut off. And you're not going to be able to track it. But if you were to put something small like an AirTag on it, because if I'm not mistaken, those are waterproof and those are tiny. You could throw one of those on there and then you'd be able to track it down to a couple feet.
Well, when
Like, they're very accurate.
my Air 2S went in the drink, it showed it for a little while in the water where the location was, where it went in. But like I say, that's the point of entry into the water. With the current and everything, man, it just, by the time it settled in the water, it probably was downstream quite a ways.
Where's the battery?
I just hope that one day some diver comes up with it, and I got my numbers on there, and they contact the FAA, which in my case I don't think they would. I think they would just say, "Oh, look what I found."
Yeah.
Oh, I got an update on my printer finally.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's in Jacksonville, Florida. It's going to arrive tomorrow.
All right.
Sunbelt.
Ron, have you ever
I
thought
figured it-
about that you'd like to get a 3D printer at all or anything?
Uh,
Yeah, now I appreciate the guys that do it, but it's not like it doesn't hit my hot button because I only have so many hours a day to get all the shit done I'm doing now, you know?
that's part of my problem.
I mean, there's lots of things out
Well-
there that I think are neat, but it's like, you know, I don't have a mini me to go out and do it, you know?
Well, I think for Ron, it would be a good thing if he was doing photography and droning like full time, like, you know, because then he could make all kinds of little bits and pieces for his cameras and his,
But if you're
Drone,
if
but
you're
since he's
if
not
you're
really-
working if you're working full time at it, Justin, let's take the other flip side of that coin. How much time do you want to be designing, making things to do the job you want to do that you probably got jobs to do? You know, it's like
Well,
you
what
only
I'm
have
saying
so much time. It's like Paul right now. He's busier than a one-armed paper hanger.
oh yeah, but I'm saying it's good for if you're in an industry where you could use a lot of different brackets and stuff. Like that's why so many people in FPV and drones get into 3D printing because they can make a lot of different little connectors and camera holders and like some people 3D print you know, frames for drones out of like carbon fiber and stuff
Well,
like that.
I think it's subject specific because Ron, how many times do you say, "Gee, I wish I had this," to when you're doing? Never.
Yeah.
I do all the time, man. I'm like, man, I wish I could make a part for this or that. I do that shit all the time. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to try to get into it, because there's been quite a few times where, like, when the AZ made me that, you know, that phone thing, the phone holder, it was like, I wish I could have made that, you know what I'm saying? And some other things for my drone that people have sent me that they 3D printed. Plus, I mean, it's for me, it's, you know, it's good for, you know, like when Aubrey or Kelsey or one of them are doing a school project and they need like little figurines for like, you know, different things like that, like for when they're doing, you know, like those big displays where you like build a little town or something, you know,
Yeah.
just
Well,
different things like that. I think it would come in handy.
Justin, have you heard anything more about your daughter getting that job or?
No, because I just applied for it the other night and it was still Sunday night, so I'm probably not going to hear nothing for a couple days.
Okay.
Because a lot of the retail jobs, when you put the application in, it takes anywhere between 2 to 3 days before it gets in their system.
Well, who is it? Is it a local store or is it a chain store?
It's Publix, so they're a pretty big grocery chain across the south.
So who in your estimation would be in charge of hiring and filling that? Would it be the store manager,
Most
or
likely
the
an
district
assistant
manager, or?
No, it'd be an assistant manager in the store because they're big grocery stores, but they're just like upscale grocery stores. They're like really nice, right? That's where like all the older, rich retiree people like to shop at because they have really good customer service. They still have baggers, you know, they have all that stuff that a lot of grocery stores have gotten rid of. You know, they still have a lot of overhead.
Yeah.
Like they have car pushers. They have people that take your stuff out to your car for you. Like they'll offer to take my one bag with 5 little items in it that I could throw halfway across the store. Every time I go in there, they'll be like, "Can I take that out to your car for you?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." I'm like, "No, I'm not that lazy. You ain't got to walk out to my car
Wait,
with me." They offer that.
Justin, you got to stop limping when you go in there. Just because the wife beats the hell out of you, don't limp when you're coming out of the store.
But yeah, they'll offer to take your one little bag that you have that, you know, doesn't weigh anything. They'll offer to take it out to your car. I can't fault them for having really good customer service. They're just
No,
expensive to hell.
because that's not seen very often.
Because I don't shop there only because for a family, it's not a smart place to shop at. It really isn't. Because, you know, a 20-ounce bottle of ketchup that's $3, I can go to Walmart and get a 60-ounce bottle for $2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same brand. It's just they're a lot more expensive. But they, on the flip side, if you're somebody with money and you like customer service, that's where you want to go.
Well, and don't you think that it's mostly the older customers that are used to customer service? The 18 and 20-year-olds, customer service, what the hell is that? Get away from me.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, especially if you go into Walmart's a good example, right? When I worked there, the older people normally would stand in line for 20 minutes just because there was a cashier at that register. But I would go through self-checkout and be in and out, 2-3 minutes. But they're just so used to somebody doing it for them that that's what they want. And they just don't want to. And that's unfortunately, that's the thing is the retail market isn't trying to cater to like your age range, you know what I'm saying? Or even Ron's age range. They're catering to the younger generation.
Well,
So they're
and the other
making
thing-
everything.
the
They're
other
making
thing-
everything.
The other thing too, Justin, is that I don't think, now my estimation is, Ron, maybe you can answer this. In your area, how many places are small town customer service friendly? Even if they try to, the young people that work there don't, you almost got to whip it into them. And how many places are in your area where you have self checkout and everything and you're in and out?
I mean, you go into the next big town from here, that's Gillette, and you start to see the city mentality. Matter of fact, my friend Don, he won't shop at the one grocery store there anymore because he asked for help carrying his groceries out once and they denied him. Where Terry here, the owner of across the street, she said, if that ever happens here and I'm not here, you let me know. That person will no longer work here.
But
So,
you've witnessed it in over there helping Terry out and doing things. The young kids, they just don't get it.
no.
Well, there is one downside too from the employee side of retail is not so much that people, a lot of retail workers can get attitudes, but a lot of people treat them like crap too, though. There's a lot of entitlement from a lot of people when they come into like Walmart and stuff. Like, it's like, all right, you don't have the product, so now you're going to give me this $100 product for that $20 product you didn't have. And then like, that's what they expect. It's like, I know Walmart doesn't have the best customer service by any means, but the workers are also overworked a lot of times. And they're talked down to a lot by customers because Walmart's a weird kind of store, right? Everybody hates Walmart, but everybody wants to shop there. And you know how many people I heard say, "Oh, I hate Walmart. I'll never come back again." And you see them the very next day in the store buying another $200 worth of stuff. It's just Walmart has that weird reputation, right? Where no matter how bad they piss people off, 99% of them are going to come back anyway.
Yeah.
And then that's what I said. And then, these poor employees, a lot of these Walmart employees, it's not that they're lazy. It's just Walmart keeps cutting back on the amount of employees they have in the store. So now these employees are having to do more and more and more. And it stresses them out. Then they get frustrated because they're afraid they're going to get in trouble for not finishing their work on time. Then you got people coming in, just people treat people in Walmart like crap. And, when I was a manager there, it was bad. Like, people would come in and just, for no reason, just go off on you about something stupid.
Well, hey guys, I'm gonna back out.
Feeling a little better today?
No, I'm gonna go lay back down. I'm up and down every couple hours. But we'll catch you guys maybe later this afternoon.
Hey, Ron.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Better soon, buddy.
All right, guys.
Later, Ron.
See you later.
Yeah.
We'll see you,
Here
Ron.
comes
Take
another-
care.
Come to another ship, Paul.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so anyways, I want to show you this, Paul, and Justin will get a kick out of it. But anyways, Spencer Lawn Care, they cut grass and do landscaping.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Got 114,000 subscribers. Watch him cut grass.
Yep.
And
I
this
told you,
one
man.
video is 36,000 views. like,
That's what I said. You see, Hodges, you need to get out there with your zero turn, throw your Phantom 4 up, and just do hyperlapse shots of yourself. Cut the lawn.
Yeah, no kidding.
I honestly, I would love for one of you guys to do that, either Paul or either one of you Pauls to do that, and
Yeah.
just throw it up on Facebook, just one video, and just see how many views you get.
Well, I cut grass with my zero turn. There's 10 million trees there, so
I would love to see that though, because like these guys, that's all they'll do is they'll get some of them will have a drone, and then some of them will have a drone and a couple GoPros, and they'll
Yeah.
just kind of set them up around the yard that they're working
Yeah.
on, and then they just do hyperlapse.
Yeah. Yep.
People
Yeah.
love that crap, man. So I said people eat stuff up like that. There's some power washing ones too. There's this one guy who has made such a good career from YouTube doing power washing that he doesn't even
Yeah.
charge anybody to do it anymore.
Hmm.
Every house that he goes to or business he goes to do it, he does it for free just so he can do the video,
Wow.
just so he can get a YouTube video out of it. So he doesn't even charge for you. So he'll go to like these places like, you know, a house like with an older lady that doesn't have a lot of money and her house is just nasty looking. It's all covered in moss. And he'll come in, he'll just do her whole property for free. And then he'll make a big video out of it. And he goes all over the country now. He doesn't even just do it where he lives. He actually travels around and does it now. And it's all because YouTube, he's made enough off of YouTube every month that he doesn't have to.
That's the Cuyahoga, Paul.
the Cuyahoga. Oh yeah,
But look at how rusty they let it get. I don't get it.
yeah. Well, maybe it's the last year for it or something.
That Cuyahoga was built in the late 40s, early 50s. Why would you treat it like that? You know, it's like you're pushing it into the scrap yard.
Well, it might be. It might be the last year. You know, don't want to invest any money into it, right? So
Yeah. I mean,
Well, if you're-
cats are rusty and
Well, it's just like you said the other day, Murray, you know, if they're not out there hanging off the side of the boat, constantly touching it up,
Yep.
it doesn't take but a year or so for a boat to look like it hasn't been painted in 10 years.
Well, I think
Yeah.
what it is my theory is because I'm at an age I've witnessed it. You know, there used to be the Campbells here in town had Campbell Electric and Campbell Beard Campbell's was like a store where you could go get electrical, plumbing, all these
what
kinds
the
of things.
hell?
Huge place. And the Campbells that ran it, they were in the store and they were glad handing the customers and wanted to know how everything was going, and they get behind the counters and help if they needed to or whatever. Then their kids went to college. Their kids didn't go to college to study business. Their kids went to college to be an accountant. So they were upstairs in the office, pinching the pennies so that they could have more on their end. And the hell with the customer service, the customers get what the customers get. So there was a change in what was important, whether it was a customer service or was it the bottom line? And the bottom line went up.
That always happens, though. I mean, which one of you guys said it's because companies are ran by accountants these days?
Yep,
Was that you or Hodges that said
Yeah.
that word?
that was me.
Yeah, and that's the truth, though. They're ran by accountants.
Yep.
And
Well, it's like I'm sure that the senior Walmart person that started Walmart's, what was his name? Bill something, or Sam
you're talking Sam Walton.
Sam Walt. I'm sure that he would be rolling over in his grave to see how his empire that he laid the foundation for is what's happened to it over the years, because even Walmart is pretty customer friendly, but not overly.
Oh yeah,
I'll give you, for instance, my tenant upstairs, she
No.
works at Burger King. And she got 3-day suspension because a customer made a complaint about her because she wouldn't honor a Junior Whopper coupon for a double Whopper.
But you see, that's what I'm talking about the whole, how people treat the retail employees these days, because that's considered a retail type job, right?
Yep.
Food service, kind of
Right.
retail. And that's the thing, is that poor girl got suspended because somebody didn't get their hamburger. Like, really, that girl lost 3 days in pay
Yep.
because somebody didn't get a free $2 hamburger. It's
But
fucking
you see,
ridiculous.
not only the customers to blame there, but the supervisor that suspended her is to blame there. Because what he
maybe-
did is he placated the customer because he didn't want the complaint to go up the ladder, which, as you well know, when the complaints start going up the ladder, they get it more blurry, more blurry, more blurry, more blurry. He said, she said, whatever. And instead of that person putting their foot down saying, I'm sorry, if you want a double Whopper with cheese and everything on it, you got to pay for a double Whopper with cheese and everything on it.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. It's not so much that employees are really bad, any worse these days. It's just people have gotten more entitled over the years, and they treat these poor workers like crap.
Well, I said,
if-
I said to her, Justin, I said, well, why didn't you just go ahead and just honor it and forget about it? She said, because I would have still gotten suspended for not doing the job the way I was told to do my job.
She probably didn't have if she's just a regular employee, she probably didn't have the authority to override that.
He's a shift supervisor, but yes.
Oh, okay. But even still, like, it's ridiculous. Like, that poor girl got suspended for what?
For 3 days, yeah. So instead of getting her full 40-hour paycheck, she ended up with 24 hours on her paycheck.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's why I said they treat these people, these poor workers, like crap. And that's because of the entitlement these days. Because now, there's so much more choices on what you can do these days than there was 20, 30 years ago. And every, few years, things get easier, things get more convenient, there's more choices.
Bill's back in the chat.
That's why, when I go to a restaurant and a waitress isn't that great, I try not to look at it as she's just a shitty waitress. I try to look at it as maybe she's just having a bad day. Maybe somebody talked down to her or was an ass to her and just threw her off. Now if she's blatantly just being rude, that's one thing, right? But if she's just, she looks overstressed, maybe she didn't get your drink fast enough, I don't sit there and complain, and I still leave the girl or guy a tip. Like, I don't treat them like, oh, you didn't get my drink to me fast enough, so you don't get no tip.
Like they're a second-class citizen and all. Yeah, you have to. It comes down to society. I think you're right. Society is, we all got to get along, and we all got to do the best we can do, and that's all you can do. Where there's so many people nowadays that for whatever reason, they feel entitled to be treated like they're in Hollywood.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And that's why I try not to look at waitresses, or whether it's a girl or a guy, if they're not, they just didn't do that good of a job. I don't sit there and want to fault them for it, because they might just be having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might have upset them. And they just, when I worked at Walmart and a customer would get in my face, it could throw me off for a little bit of the day, like where I would just be, super pissed. And that's all I would think about for a couple hours dwelling on it. Like, what the hell,
Yeah.
And that's the way I try to look at people, because other people will go into restaurants, and the minute a waitress doesn't get their drink fast enough, they want the manager over there. They want to get them in trouble and get their meal for free. And,
Yeah.
No, I'm not like that. Just
Well,
like
there's people out there in the world, as you well know, Justin, that they go around trying to bilk the system, and they're so proud of themselves. I showed them, or I got this for free, or I did this, I did that, and yet if you go and you look at their background, they're not a successful person at all. In fact, they're probably on welfare or just ahead of everything.
Like I just, like the perfect example. I went to a drone meetup, not this one, but the one last year, and we all went to that steakhouse. And I ordered, the biggest, fattest steak they had because I just, I wanted to treat myself. And they brought me this little small, tiny steak that wasn't the one that I picked out. And I was really nice about it. I was like, look, I'm not trying to, be, complaining or anything like that. I said, but I did pick, a really expensive steak and you guys brought me the wrong one. I said, I'm not mad or anything. I just wanted to let you know, that it was the wrong steak and I don't want to pay the money for the steak I didn't order, And the manager came out and I said, look, I don't want nobody getting in trouble over this. I said, it was just a little mistake. I said, I just want the steak I ordered. That's it. I said, I'm not trying to do anything. I don't want anybody getting in trouble. I'm not complaining. I don't want my meal for free, nothing like that. And he was like, oh, no problem. And they brought me my steak out and they gave me the steak that they gave me because with the COVID rules, they weren't allowed to take it back anyway.
So he bagged it up and gave it to you. Yeah.
He's like, you can just keep the steak that we messed up on and brought out. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then when he brought me the bill, I noticed that they had knocked 20% off, but I didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
I told him I didn't want my meal for free. I just wanted what I was paying for because it was an expensive steak. It was like a $25 steak. And they brought me like $10 steak, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't being bitchy about it. But some people would have flipped the hell out and would have been all over that waitress.
Yep.
And I hate when people get like that and always living pissed at me. You got to have patience. Just like when I go to a store, if it's a long line and there's one cashier, I'm not going to sit and huff and puff in line like some other people do. They'll sit there for 5 minutes and they'll be huffing and puffing and bitching. Well, what is that person supposed to do? They're not the manager. They can't just magically make another cashier appear.
Yep. Yeah,
Like
and
if you
usually the people that complain about the long lines don't want to go down and do the self-checkout.
Well, I'm just saying like at a gas station or something, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes there's only one cashier and all of a sudden you get 20 people and they're wanting gas and cigarettes and lottery.
I always pay at the pump with the card.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it reminds me. Like you're saying gas station stuff. I gotta go get a lottery ticket for tonight. They got a really good one going here right now.
Oh,
They got $70 million plus 33 $1 million prizes.
Paul, I hope you remember your friends.
Yeah, really. Hey. Yeah, the draw's tonight. So
I just want enough money to buy a house and pay it off.
yeah, that'd be nice, right?
I just want enough where I could go buy a nice, like 5-6-bedroom home, a pretty decent sized home, and just pay it off.
Well, the sad part of it is the house I'm in right now, as you guys know, I came home to, and it's a good sized house. It's a big house. It's older, but it's a big house. And it was given to me when my parents passed. And the damn taxes are what's killing you when you're on a fixed income. You know, my taxes a year are about $2,500. And then my utilities, because it's an older house. And you know me, I don't skimp on using the electric. My electric bill is like $300 a month, and my gas bill is $200 a month. So, you know, the utilities and just the maintenance, and then the insurance on the house is $1,100 a year. So, you know, even if somebody gives you a house, you're not home free.
Oh, no.
No.
You still got to pay taxes, maintenance, all that stuff.
Yep.
Just like you, especially you know, you're renting out a portion of your house. So if something breaks, you got to fix it, right?
That's right. That's right.
Like
Or if they move out and leave a mess, I've got to deal with that, and that costs you out of the. It's like the friend of mine that had to evict somebody out of the house, and they left a hot tub in the backyard, a real nice one, and says it looks good, and the cover that goes on and off looks good. He says so now he's got to advertise to give it away. Get it out of
Yeah.
there.
Right.
Because he doesn't want to rent the house with the hot tub, then he's responsible for the hot tub.
For the-
And they'll say, oh, well, the pump broke or this or that, or, you know,
And
Yep,
you can't leave
exactly.
it, and you can't leave it unattended because in
No.
a lot of cities and counties, you know, if you have pools or hot tubs,
yeah.
you can't just let them go, you know, all derelict and get all nasty.
Right.
And
Right.
you can get cited like here in our area because pools are so prevalent here in Florida. Oh yeah, if you let your pool go and it gets all nasty and somebody happens to see it and reports it, oh yeah, you're gonna get a fine from the city or county.
Yeah.
Especially if it's an in-ground pool, they're really strict on those ones.
So, you know, it's like, even if it's free, just come and get it. You know, you'd be surprised. I mean, the golf cart tires and wheels, I've sold 3 of them out of 25. And it's like, really? $25 for the wheel and the tire. Yeah, it's not a new tire, but they all got tread on them. And $25 a piece. And I got people that say, oh, well, you know, maybe when we come back, or maybe. And I've got it on Marketplace. And, you know, you get all these notifications. Is it still available? Yes. You never hear from them again.
Maybe you should do a deal like where like if they like 2 for $50 or you can get 4 for $75, you know.
Oh, I did a deal. I did all 25 for $250. That'd
Yeah,
be,
but how many-
that'd be $10 a wheel and tire.
Yeah, but how many people are needing 25 tires though at one shot though?
Well, they could turn around and sell them themselves, you know. It's like I just want to get them out of my garage.
Have you tried
Did you-
contacting like a golf cart shop and see if they want them for a couple $100?
Well, I'm sure that they'd allow me to haul them up there and give them to them, but
Well, I'm saying I would just call and ask them, be like, hey, I got
okay.
so many tires.
It's like the two-way radios that I have on there now. I've got two-way radios with microphones. There's 9 of them because one person didn't turn in, with headphones, with the dual chargers. And all of them do charge, all of them do work.
Yeah.
And I'm selling them for $50 for a pair of them with the charger and everything. You think I get any calls? No. I mean, they'd be perfect for somebody that goes camping or wants to go someplace or whatever. Nope. I had them listed $250 for all 10 plus chargers plus microphone. The microphones alone, I found the bill for them. They're Motorola microphones, heavy duty, like police microphones that plug into them. They were $80 a piece retail. Nope.
I said I'd probably just try to call a golf cart shop and just ask them, be like, I got so many tires, I'll give them to you for $200. Would you like them? And if they say yeah, then take them up to them.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if anything, they're going to make money off of it because that's their whole business, right?
You would think.
I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, the worst thing about it, you get all this stuff, you can't get rid of it and make any money off of it.
I've got,
You know, not like
I've got
Yeah.
2 real expensive nailers. I can't remember the name of them, but they come in an orange hard case and they battery powered, and they're nailers. I have the regular framing nailer, and I have another one in its own case that's a finished nailer sitting out in the garage. They both have chargers. They both have extra batteries. They're both, you know, ready to rock
Yeah.
and roll. And, you know, I offered them to somebody. I said, give me $50 a piece. I think I paid like $300 a piece for them.
Oh, you're gonna say at least, right?
And, you know,
Yeah.
And this would be the season, I would think, for selling finished nailings and framing nailers and everything else, you know?
Yep.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
Ugh.
Well, Paul, what do you got to do today?
Well, I don't know now. I was supposed to go fly this morning, but he called me and he canceled that one, but he wants me to redo this other one. I said, well, I can be there 11 o'clock, and they're not ready. They got to cut the grass and trim and da, da, da. So I said, well, thunderstorms tomorrow, so it might be Thursday. So I don't know. But the funny thing is here, I've been saving it to talk to you about it. Show it to you. This one here, Paul, this is the
Uh-huh.
one he wants to redo because now there's leaves on the trees. Like, okay,
What
on
trees?
the property, there's one here and maybe a couple down here. Like, really? He wants a redo on it. And then you remember I had to do a video of pictures?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is the place. But anyways, it listed, I think what originally listed for 930,000, right? This house.
yeah.
Look at the price.
Oh, it's down.
It was
$80,000.
it was at 889. It was 930, went down 889 and 850 now. It's just the market's changed, right?
Yeah.
The price of houses are dropping now. So anyway, so yeah, it's pretty quiet. Nothing going on here this morning, Paul. Yeah, I lost my chat too. Anyways.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call it. Justin, if you can hear
Yeah.
us, we're going to call it a day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I
Okay,
got some things
everybody
I
in
could
the
be doing
chat,
around here.
thanks for
So
being here, Robert, everybody. AZ, I will probably call DJI now that I'm getting off and say, hey, what is the deal, Camille?
yeah,
But I imagine they're probably swamped with people wanting to know where their Mini 3 is. But
well, what's his name there? AG said he sent him a nasty letter. So
yeah.
You didn't get no update today either?
Nope. No update. Just says that UPS will let me know when to expect the drone. But as far as they're concerned, on their website, it was shipped. In fact, it's funny, it has a little box in the corner up there. If you were stupid enough to click it, it says it was delivered. No.
Oh, it said it was delivered.
No, it says, in other words, for me to respond and say, yeah, this package was delivered.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you weren't paying attention and you click that, you'd be let them off the hook saying, oh yeah, I already got it.
Yeah, because it gave me that option too for my printer. It says you can mark it as delivered. I
Yeah,
was like, I ain't delivered yet. I'm not marking it as open.
that's right.
but they want to make it look good that they delivered in a specific time, right?
Yes, exactly.
Even though they didn't. So
Okay, AZ, you take care. I will let you know, AZ, David, any further information or if I get any kind of a response out of DJI. And you do the same, my friend. Bill, take care. We'll see everybody. Robert Glazier, we'll see everybody again this evening, Paul.
Yep. I'll be here tonight.
Okay, 5 o'clock this evening on the East Coast.
Yep.
See everybody.